Hello everybody. Yellow, what's up? Okay, so this video is a little bit different. And it's actually, I think I've told this story probably 6 times to 6 different people. But yeah, I'm not making any tutorials today. I'm not doing anything along those lines. I am telling a story. I brought some paper because I have pictures to draw of these maniacs that fucking attacked me or followed me. I don't know. Anyways, sorry. I'm gonna probably keep looking into this viewfinder when I probably should be looking into here. But it's not about this. It's about the story. So let's begin. Okay, so I was on the bus coming back from seeing none other than I'll put a picture over here somehow. Boop. There's a picture. Anyways, I was seeing him and I was on my way back to my grandma's because there's no bus from the airport to home. So I was like, you know what, I'll go see her, I'll kind of chill with her, and then I'll get my mom to come pick me up because I'm not taking another bus home. Anyways, so what happened was I was on the bus, whatever, but the bus stops at a mall, Square One. For anybody living in this area, Square One. So I get to Square One and I'm going through the mall so I could cross all the way across, whatever, get to the like furthest set of doors, furthest set of exit doors so I could leave. Because that was the direction I had to go to my grandma's building. So, anyways, I'm walking through the mall. I have my sunglasses on because I'm still to the point where I'm kind of insecure when I'm wearing makeup in public, especially places that you have people who don't necessarily understand or get guys who wear makeup, because I don't know, that's just the world. So I was wearing my sunglasses, and at this point it's probably 7:30 at night, so it's dark and people are probably like, what a fucking phony ass. So I get outside, and what happened was I had to cross the road at this set of lights, and then after I crossed those set of lights, I just continue walking straight. My grandma's apartment is 5 minutes from that point. So I'm outside, and it's because we had that whole hour shit change, whatever, a few weeks ago. I don't know when it was. It was still kind of light, but it was still kind of dark. The sky was like a dark blue. It wasn't black. So now it's 7:30, 7:45, almost 8 o'clock at night. So I'm waiting at the lights, and I see these two guys approaching me, but I didn't think that they were approaching me. I thought they were going across the street like I was. So I had my headphones in, but I kind of started to like turn the music down because I normally have it all the way up. So I started to turn the music down to maybe overhear the conversation because I'm fucking nosy like that. Anyways, so they were dressed, I always describe this to people when I'm telling the story. They were dressed like not a natural gangster looking person, someone, you know, like someone who you could tell is just like naturally looking like that. These were fucking wannabes. These were people who were just trying so hard to look thug, to look hood, but overall you're in Mississauga, so that doesn't really work. Anyways, I will quickly draw you a picture of how they looked. Okay. So one was wearing really loose pants, boot cuts for sure, because he was just ghetto in that point, like in that way, sorry. I don't even know what I'm saying. And he had like this like Gucci belt, and it was just so embarrassing. It's just like, what are you doing? And then the other guy was just dressed like a high schooler. I honestly think they were younger than me. This is how the first one looked. Sorry, I might not be really accurate. I'm not an artist. This is how the first one looked, okay? Not much to him. Trash looking. That's how he looked. The other one looked like this. Basic. Once again, not much to him. They just look like complete trash. Anyway, skip that. So, we're at the lights, and my music is down, and the guy goes, "Excuse me." And I ignored him for the first time. And then he was like, "Excuse me." And then I finally turned around and I was like, "Hi." And I'm kind of scared, like a little bit, just because it's like darkish. I'm alone. These people don't look like they're from the right fucking neighborhood. So I was like, yeah, straight to the freaking point. He goes, are you gay? And I asked him, I was like, and I look at him, I was like, are you actually asking me? Because I was kind of confused, because I haven't really been asked seriously that question since like high school or like a few years ago when I was straight. Back to the days when I was straight. And I also had fake lashes on. I had like a full-on fucking contour, so it was like, is it not obvious? So he goes, so after I was like, are you actually asking? And he's like, answer the question. I was like, wait 1 freaking minute. I was like, who is this person to come at me like that when I have these cute false lashes on and you have those fucking ruggedy ass pants on? You cannot approach me like that. That's how I'm supposed to approach you. Sorry, the shirt is probably really loud. So I was like, I answered because I'm stupid. Like, I should have just like been like, that's none of your business, or like walked away or something realistic. So I was like, yeah. And he like looks at me. And he's looking at me like he's literally like just like completely left Earth. He's just boarded Pluto. And he's like, okay. Like he's like, okay. So the light changes, or like the crossing person tells me to walk, whatever that little robot thing is. So I start walking across the street. I thought this conversation is done. I answered his question. He was curious. Next. No. So I finally get to the next set of lights, and I like kind of like look behind me. And they're slowly like following me. At this point, like, it's obvious that they're not crossing the street as well, because they would have been going towards a certain direction, but they were just kind of like wobbling around like fucking like jelly beans. Fucking jelly beans. I'm dead. So I get to the lights, and now I'm like, oh, you know what? From the walk from where I am to my grandma's house, it's all in development. It's all like houses being built, apartments being built. There's nothing around, even though it's 8 o'clock and like people could still be wandering. There was nothing, and I could see from the distance that it was just completely dead. So I was kind of scared. I was like, you know what, I'm alone. I have like no weapon on me besides my pink sugar fucking perfume, which smelled really nice that day actually. So I was like, what do I do? So I was like, you know what, as opposed to going straight, if I turn right, there's a college campus there. So, and I look inside and there's people studying. So it's like, you know what, my best bet right now is to just go in there for like 5 minutes, lose these fucking potatoes, and continue with my life. So that's what I do. So I press the button to cross to the next set, or like, I guess across the street. And I'm waiting there. These guys are behind me. Like, they're literally like right behind me. Like, I'm here, they're here. And I'm like, what the fuck? I was like, what do they want? Like, I'm like, unless they're also going to class, but this, like, it's 8 o'clock, there's no school. He goes, he's like, have you always known? Doesn't even tap me on the shoulder like that, doesn't even go, excuse me. He just gets to the question as if he thinks my music is all the way down. I was playing Melody Martinez at this point. When I play Melody Martinez, the music is up here, it's not down here. So, anyways. So he's like, have you always known? But kind of like aggressively, he didn't really say it, and like, oh my god, like that's great, like have you always known? No. He's like, have you always known? And I was like, and I could hear him, and I was like, I look at him and I was like, why are you asking me these questions? And he's like, oh, I'm curious. So I was like, yeah, sure, like I've always known. And he's like, I don't believe that. Like, he's like, I don't believe that. And I was like, well, that's fucking cool, like, fine, like, I don't know you, you're irrelevant, you're just, like, a fucking, what are those, I fucking can't even get it, you're dressed like a fucking, booba, that's what, he looks like a fucking booba, he's wearing, like, this like, fur coat, and I was like, you look like a fucking booba, I think that's what they're called, anyways, so, I was like, he's like, I don't believe you, and I was like, okay, cool. And I like look at him and I was like, alright. And he's like, I don't think that you know, and I think that you chose to do this like recently. And I was like, who the fuck are you? I was like, you're so irrelevant. I was like, this conversation doesn't even matter. Like, the fact that he's still talking. I was like, conversation was done the minute I looked at you, looked at the street, crossed. That's when they fucking finished. But no, this person was ready to fucking open his book, take some fucking notes, make an essay about it, hand it to his professor the next day. That's what he was doing. So, he's like, I don't believe you, like, he's like, I don't, like, kind of saying, like, it's a choice to be gay, whatever, which I'm totally against people who say that. Like, no, it is not a choice, and I am one to know. So he's like, he's kind of getting, not aggressive, but he's getting closer, like, he's kind of getting closer, and I'm like, man, back off, like, I didn't do anything to you, like, I'm fucking frightened, and I was telling my friends, I was like, if I had a friend with me, then that's when I'd be like, I'd take out my fucking Fix Plus, I'd be like, and spray him and fucking run. But that wasn't the case. So he comes a little closer and his friend's just like laughing. You know what I mean? Like, it's like they had this plan. His friend's like laughing and he's like, do you want me to link you up some pussy? And this, I was telling my friends this. My biggest pet peeve is when guys like that, like ratchet guys, talk like that. It's just like, you look like you were born under fucking ground. You look like when you came out of the fucking womb, you probably had dirt stuck to your face. Like, it's just like, it's like gross how like he approached that, or approached it that way. Or he shouldn't have even approached it, but I'm just saying, because he did, that's how we did it. But, so yeah, so he's like, do you want me to link you up some pussy? And I was like, bitch, you already fucking look like fucking a dingleberry. So, let alone that I'm not getting pussy, you don't get fucking pussy. So, I hate that fucking word. I keep using it, I'm gonna stop, sorry. So he's like, and I look at him, I was like, no. I was like, these falsies clearly don't scream like, yes, I want vagina, ah! No. So, he's like, so what, you like dick? And I look at him and I was like, you are so uneducated, my friend. Like, you honestly keep asking these stupid fucking questions. The minute I told you I was gay, that means I'm into guys, which have dicks. You are asking these questions as if you just fucking learned your ABCs at the age of fucking 20 or however old you are. He's an idiot. He's just a complete idiot. So, I look at him, and then I saw that the light changed. So, after he's like, so you like dick, whatever, I was like, I completely ignored the question. I was like, what are you asking me? So I was like, okay, I have to go to class. And he's like, oh. But realistically, what class starts at 8 o'clock at night? No classes. So he believed me, I'm guessing at this point. So I start walking and I start crossing the street and I get into the school. Cause I was like, I'm still kind of like frightened. I'm like, what the fuck? I was like, are these people gonna continue? Like, are they gonna take a fucking hammer and go on my fucking head? I'm gonna fall down to the ground. It's dark, nobody's gonna even see me. I'm gonna blend in with the fucking concrete. So I'm walking to the school. I look behind me. Who the hell walks into the damn school as well? These chicken nuggets. So, I'm kind of like, what do I do, man? Like, do I sit? Do I, like, figure it out? Do I, like, call the cops? I can't call the cops. What are they gonna do? Like, I'm coming! No. So, I find these, like, set of exit doors, and I kind of stand. You know how, like, when you open doors, there's, like, this little room, and then there's the doors, like, to leave? I stood in that room, which is hidden behind a wall. So, I'm, like, looking outside, and I could see my grandma's building. I was like, okay, if I open the doors, I start sprinting, like Usain Bolt or whatever his name is, I'll make it home safe. I'm gonna have no wounds cut, nothing. So I turn around, who's opening the doors to get into that room as well? These guys. And I'm like, you're kidding? I'm like, what do they want? I'm so confused. I was like, I didn't do anything. My falsies were subtle, so like it's not like they were up to the sky like they are today. You can see. So I was like, what do they want? So, as soon as they open it, I literally, not even kidding you, just walk out the door, back into the school, not outside. And I find these set of stairs, and they're like looking at me through the window, or through like the mirror or whatever, or through the glass, whatever. And they're like watching every move I make and where I'm going and whatever and whatever. And I'm like, okay, like what, are you gonna follow me? Like what's going on? Like I'm so confused. I was like, is my pink sugar so strong that it's attracting you? Like, do you really want to glue it onto me? Because no, you're not even cute, so I wouldn't even let you. But anyways, so I go upstairs, I find a security guard, the school security guard. I was like, thank God. So I'm standing upstairs and I go up to the security guard. I'm like, excuse me, sir. He's like, yeah, what's up? And I was like, I'm so sorry, but like I'm literally getting followed at this point, and I know I am because it's been 20 minutes and they're still behind my back. And then he's like, yeah, like what's going on with the situation? I didn't want to explain it because it was kind of like, oh, well, like it started when I was waiting for the light to change, but no. So he's like, yeah, no worries, stand with me for like a few minutes, see if they come up, whatever, we'll deal with the situation afterwards. So I'm standing, they don't come for like a few minutes. So I look at the security guard, I'm like, thank you, I'm gonna try and figure it out. He's like, are you sure? I was like, yeah, you know what, I'll find another set of doors, I'll leave through those doors, next. And that's what I do. So I go downstairs and I kind of like peek through the thing, if I, like through like behind like a wall, I peek, if I like made it obvious and like through my whole body, they would have saw me because at this point they were standing by a Starbucks. So it was like, oh my god, I was like, okay, I peeked, they didn't see me. Literally, not even kidding you, bolted. There's like fire flames fucking follow me how fast I was running. And I normally don't run unless this is the situation. So I'm like literally running to my grandma's. And that's the end of my great story. So anyways, a homophobic attacker followed me. And there's not much I could say about that. Besides, watch your back, carry your fucking Fix Plus, because this is strong enough to replace pepper spray. Spray it in your eyes, their eyes are gonna be glued shut, and you know this doesn't move makeup, so it's not gonna move their eyelids. I'm kidding, but that's basically it. That's my story, and then this is the 7th time I told it. So I've become a professional at telling the story the exact way it should be told. Yeah. Anyways, guys, thank you for watching. It was all on one take. Oh my god, that's cool. I didn't make any mistakes. Yeah, so continue to go watch my other videos.